Welcome to the Autobahn. A huge network of racetracks, open for business and pleasure. But be warned, there are limits which drivers have to respect. On main arteries like the A2, a busy stretch linking west to east all the way to Berlin. And when rules are ignored, it's a car crash. Emergency responders and maintenance teams are the unsung heroes who work around the clock in dangerous conditions to keep the mighty Autobahn flowing. This time, a road worker on a double mission. The army is advancing. Don't panic. A squad of superheroes on grass trimming duty. And a Harley Brotherhood taking on the Autobahn. The city of Bielefeld is only a short drive from the Autobahn, but its historic sites are a world away from other landmarks, like this knackered 80-year-old bridge in Bad Oeynhausen. It had its last major refit more than 40 years ago. The perfect job for road worker Gerd, the man who knows no fear. He's gathered his troops, and armed with hammers, chisels, and other big boys' toys, they soon find cracks in the bridge's defences. Fault lines in the surface have left the structure exposed to the elements. As a result, the bridge is soaked to the core.
Wenn das nicht dicht ist, sprengt die Beton so auseinander.
And that could have devastating consequences. This is urgent. As Gerd is forming an action plan, he gets a call.
Alles klar.
He's needed for a roadside emergency elsewhere. The boss has to leave his Autobahn team on autopilot.
Wir müssen einen LKW absichern, der angeblich seine Achse oder Räder verloren hat.
Gerd only has one option. Get on the road to find the wheel-less lorry. Not the job he came equipped for.
Ich werde jetzt erst zur Meisterei fahren, werde das Fahrzeug wechseln, eine Sicherungstafel anhängen.
On his way to the workshop, he spots a hazard truck. The stranded lorry must be near. Wasting no time, Gerd assesses the problem on site.
Ach du Mutter.
Only one wheel. The report said two were missing. If the other one rolls into the path of oncoming traffic, it could be fatal. Not that Autobahn drivers value jobs like Gerd's.
Durch unsere Tätigkeiten, die wir hier täglich ausüben, retten wir anderen Menschen das Leben. Aber die Anerkennung, die ist schon von den Verkehrsteilnehmern ziemlich gering.
It's a thankless task. Other drivers see them as a nuisance at the best of times. But ever the professional, Gerd just gets on with the job.
Ich meine, jetzt habe ich es ja gesehen und ich weiß, was mich erwartet. Bei Unfällen ist das ein bisschen anders, ne?
Back at base, Gerd gets his favourite flashing toys for the rescue job and checks they work.
Nicht, dass wir gleich an der Unfallstelle stehen oder Standspursicherung und die Absperrtafel leuchtet nicht.
He now has everything he needs.
Funktioniert.
And it's time to race back to the stranded lorry.
Ah, da waren wir noch drauf. Also haben sie die Räder wiedergefunden. LKW, der seine Räder verloren hat.
Another story for the grandkids. But first, he must secure the site.
Und dann fragen wir mal, wie lange das dauert. Ja.
Back in Bad Oeynhausen, his men are still working on the unstable bridge, alone. They make the best of a bad situation, but progress is slow.
Der Gussabfall wird per Hand gelegt, weil es einfach zu kleine Flächen sind.
Pouring it by hand means they can be much more precise than using a machine. This tarmac is a scorching 210 degrees Celsius, enough to boil an egg. Hard-boiled, mind. The soft eggs don't go down well in Germany.
Diese Arbeit ist für harte Jungs, weil Eier können wir hier nicht gebrauchen. Die machen schlapp. Die arbeiten 2-3 Tage und dann fallen die im Bett.
These guys can clearly handle the heat. With the tarmac laid and bubbling away, it's time to put on the kettle. Time 600 hours. Location 2 hours west of Berlin. Mission, get the boys back to their barracks, sharpish. Under cover of darkness, the battalion waits in silence and perfect formation. Final checks are underway. Fresh-faced Platoon Sergeant Lubka and his men are moving 6 armoured troop carriers along the Autobahn. But it's nothing to worry about. With more than 180,000 soldiers, the Bundeswehr is one of Europe's largest armies. They have to be ready for anything and have been training at a nearby military site. They have 7.5 hours and need to be back home by 1400 hours sharp.
Wichtig deshalb, damit wir den Verkehr nicht behindern.
The convoy snakes its way through the forest. 11 vehicles, 24 soldiers. German military discipline is hardcore. So being even 1 minute late could mean no dinner for these growing lads. Military convoys have to follow a strict colour code while they're on public roads. The first vehicle has to fly a black and white flag. The middle ones fly blue, and the last vehicle a green flag, to let civilian drivers know that the convoy is coming to an end. These 8-wheel tanks, with 750 horsepower, can carry up to 10 soldiers and go 100 kilometers an hour. But not on the Autobahn. Here they have to stick to 60 kilometers an hour and leave space for other vehicles between them.
Normalerweise wird das Fahrzeug eingesetzt, die Infanterie.
These tanks can handle serious action, but right now they need to pull into a service station.
Es dient dazu, dass der Kraftfahrer seine vorgeschriebene Pause, seine Lenk- und Ruhezeiten einhalten kann.
Or maybe just stretch their legs. Like lorry drivers, tank drivers must make regular stops and do a quick check for damage. Notice that the sergeant doesn't get his own hands dirty. Once that's done, it's time to get back onto the last leg of their journey.
Wir haben jetzt noch 5 Kilometer auf der A2, fahren dann auf die A7.
For these boys, the journey is nearly over. The Schwarzenborn Army Barracks and home is in their sights, where hopefully dinner will be waiting for them.
Tango Foxtrot over.
An hour's drive from Dortmund, home to one of Europe's finest football teams. The pitch is not the only ground in the area to require maintenance. While not as glamorous, the Autobahn's green areas must be tended to regularly and benefit from their very own team of superheroes. Their mission? Fight evil weeds and green goblins that plague the Autobahn's hard shoulder.
Könnt ihr schon mal eure Fahrzeuge satteln und dann geht's los, ne?
Alles klar. Dann bis gleich.
Each member of the team has a specialist skill. First up, Professor Grease.
Alles, was sich bewegt, das braucht ein bisschen Fett oder Öl. Und hier mit der Fettpresse in den Schmiernippel, dann sieht man, wie das Öl hier oben dann irgendwann rauskommt, das Fett.
Each to his own, but it's clearly working for him. Next, the super cynical signage man.
Und wenn man jetzt auf der LKW-Spur ist und da sieht keiner und da rammt dir da drauf, dann weißt du ja, wo du bleibst mit dem ganzen Geschoss, ne?
Then their team leader, Captain Carsten.
Ja, Ober, was machen wir heute? Ja, Mittelstreifen, ne? Kehrmaschine mit dabei, die müsste auch jeden Moment um die Ecke kommen und dann...
Today's job is to empty the gullies, cut the grass and clear the rubbish along the hard shoulder and middle strip, without getting anything large stuck in the giant hoover. Last but not least, the valve man turns up.
Moin. Moin. Markus, alles klar?
Ja.
With the team complete, it's time to start the mission.
Das ist nämlich quasi unser Arbeitsplatz. Zwischen dem Rasen und dem weißen Strich.
Working this close to speeding traffic is dangerous, and they've had casualties in the past.
Ein Kollege während meiner aktiven Dienstzeit ist während des Dienstes tödlich verunglückt und 2 andere Kollegen schwerst verletzt worden. Auch wenn man selber alles richtig macht, kann man sich nicht davor schützen, dass andere Verkehrsteilnehmer leider pennen.
Our hero's first job puts them at risk of careless drivers, clearing the gullies. Vehicles should stick to a maximum 80 kilometers an hour here. But Signage Man was right. The cones and flashing signs are having little effect.
Die überhakeln sich da vorne, drehen sich und fahren uns hier um. Ne? Ja, alle bekloppt im Kopf. Die Arbeit muss gemacht werden, ne?
Like true superheroes, the team carries on regardless, clearing the side of the fast lane of any branches and debris.
Das ist ja im Prinzip nichts anderes wie ein riesen Staubsauger.
If anything large gets stuck in this giant hoover, it's a nightmare to get out. Soon enough, that's exactly what happens.
Hin und wieder setzt sich einmal eine Düse zu.
But Valve Man is calmness personified, and his spanner skills solve the problem. Even a superhero needs to eat, so the team heads off for the first snack break. Talk quickly turns to the way drivers treat them.
Das ist das schlimme Teil bei unserem Beruf. Ja. Wir sind auf der Fahrbahn, um uns fahren die alle wie die Geisteskranken. Die achten uns auch nicht mehr. Wir sind ja nur die doofen, orangenen Leute. Und
even though no one sees their true colors, our heroes get back to work, attacking the long grass at a nearby service station. Coming up, Fearless Gerd shows nerves of steel.
Man darf also keinen Fehltritt machen. Ne?
Our high-vis superheroes run out of steam.
Wir springen nicht wieder an.
And lock up your grannies. The Harley OAPs are on the prowl. The A2 is one of the main arteries of the Autobahn. Around 100,000 vehicles drive through here daily. Road worker Gerd is on his way to secure a site of a wheelless lorry. Once there, vehicles speed past him much closer than they appear. He asks the police officer if there'll be a breakdown service coming.
Weil ich muss nämlich gleich wieder zur Weserbrücke, zur Baustelle. Ja.
But unfortunately, no breakdown service is available.
Wenn ich gleich wieder wegfahre, wir wissen jetzt nicht, wie lange das dauert.
Gerd wants to get back to his men on the bridge. He decides to take matters into his own hands to help the lorry driver himself. But this is a dangerous job. Every year, at least one of Gerd's colleagues is killed working on the Autobahn.
Man muss sich wirklich auf die Arbeit konzentrieren. Man darf also keinen Fehltritt machen. Ne?
It doesn't help that the lorry driver only speaks Russian.
So, ich gehe jetzt erstmal hin zum Fahrer. Vielleicht kann ich hier was rausquetschen. Holz, Wagenheber ansenden. Nur lift ein. You need a Holz. Yes. Ja,
Who needs words when gestures can do the job? They soon get it sorted, and Gerd can get back to his main job. Back at the bridge in Bad Oeynhausen, he has some serious catching up to do. He mixes his magic potion of 1 part sweat, 2 parts unicorn tears, and a secret ingredient that's been passed on through generations. The recipe is top secret and has incredible powers.
Was wir ausgedient haben, nach einer Stunde kann der Felkeder rüberlaufen und helfen.
For the final touch, Gerd uses his special brush technique.
Schon ist das Loch wieder zu. Dann wird noch einmal in der Abdichtung gestrichen und dann kommt der Asphalt rüber und dann kann der Verkehr wieder laufen.
Gerd has worked his magic. The bridge repairs are now firmly back on track. Our team of green-fingered, orange-suited superheroes is heading out again. Their next mission, to cut the grass at a nearby service station.
Thomas, hörst du? Jawohl. Ja, hey, da komm mal ran.
Jawohl, alles klar.
Communication issues aside, they're in high spirits. Like real super troopers, they approach the job with renewed vigor.
Es geht los.
One team member will tackle the fields head-on with a large ride-on mower, while the others use hand mowers to get into all those nooks and crannies. But Houston, we have a problem. Have their superpowers deserted them?
Ich sehe jetzt gerade nichts, oder müssen wir die Verkleidung müsste man wenn oben runterschrauben, ne? Dieser mit Imbusschrauben sitzt hier fest.
One mower has conked out, and no amount of superpower gets it going again. While they can make do with the tools they have, Captain Carsten gets on the phone.
Ja, Georg, ich bin's. Carsten. Wir haben hier auf dem Parkplatz ein Problem mit dem Handmäher, mit dem Iris. Der springt nicht wieder an.
The broken down mower weighs a colossal 200 kilograms, too much for them to handle. The only solution is to get HQ to come and pick it up. But no replacement mower is available, so our superheroes will have to work super fast to get the job done. And with all hands on deck, they just about get over the finish line. In no time at all, they complete their mission. Just not on these gardens. Next up, Hanover, home of German royalty, which gave us 6 British monarchs, including Queen Victoria. But the new kings on the block are these Harley-Davidson OAPs, who ride in packs and terrorize their local stretch of the Autobahn.
Harley-Fahren bedeutet für uns in erster Linie Lebensgefühl.
And to share that spirit with other like-minded aging rockers.
Wir fahren ja teilweise bis zu 100 Motorräder hintereinander. Wenn wir dieses Gefühl nicht hätten, wäre Harley-Fahren im Grunde ein Motorrad wie jedes andere.
No freedom passes for these rebels. Cruising the Autobahn on their bikes is where they feel most alive. Regular meets at Harley HQ keep the brotherhood going.
Hier trifft man sich, alles was Harley fährt oder an Harley interessiert ist.
The undisputed king of the local scene is Edgar, the city's oldest Harley instructor, who came out of retirement to show the young ones how it's done.
Ja, Edgar hat eine Woche zu Hause gesessen, nachdem er seinen Laden verkauft hatte und aufgehört hatte, und hat dann gesagt, nee, also das ist mir zu langweilig.
Approaching 80, Edgar still felt young at heart, so he suggested they set up a motorcycle school.
Dann haben wir gesagt, gut, dann machen wir das.
Who could refuse that tempting offer from such an experienced instructor? In his prime, King Edgar even taught a prominent European leader.
Unser Ex-Kanzler Gerhard Schröder hat bei ihm mal vor 40 Jahren Autoführerschein gemacht. Ne?
Today's student has a slightly lower profile, but King Edgar treats her with the same level of professionalism.
Wenn Sie das Straßenbahn jetzt nach links abbiegen, nicht so viel bremsen, schön fahren, bist du auch wieder irgendwo an der Bremse.
Nothing escapes King Edgar's eagle eyes, not even the smallest breach of traffic regulations.
Hey du, das war eine durchgezogene Linie, ne?
Ja.
Mitgekriegt
Hey.
Years on the road have made Edgar one very strict instructor who is demanding of his clients.
Also als ich über die durchgezogene Linie gefahren bin, habe ich es in dem Moment tatsächlich gar nicht gemerkt. Erst als Edgar mich darauf aufmerksam gemacht hat.
Die ist schon sehr weit in der Ausbildung. Wir haben Fahrstunden, die erforderlich sind, haben wir schon hinter uns. Und erwartet sich auch schon, dass sie eine fehlerfreie Fahrt hinlegt.
This hard taskmaster has clearly not mellowed with age. But now it's time for King Edgar to head back home for an afternoon nap. A few days later, back at the old bridge, road worker Gerd is on his way to see if the magic potion has done the trick. Keen to get there fast, he takes the VIP route,
Im Moment fahre ich über die Standspur, dass wir uns nicht im Stau anstellen müssen.
Bit of a cheeky maneuver.
Die Sonderrechte haben wir ja.
On arrival, he puts his truck in it.
So. Oh. Können wir da schon reinfahren? Nee. Ach, können wir rüberfahren. Ist hart.
Luckily for Gerd, his magic has worked and the road surface is rock solid.
Also im Moment sieht's gut aus.
He's moving around the site as if it was his back garden. But with traffic whizzing past them, his team have to be on their guard.
Das sind so die gefährlichsten Baustellen, die es gibt überhaupt.
The team is on the final stretch before the bridge can be signed off. At a cost of around €250,000, the repairs don't come cheap. But no expense is spared to make sure drivers are safe.
Und das Gummi, das wir hier haben, das ist jetzt neu. Das wird jetzt auch eingefügt, weil das alte Gummi, was vorhanden ist porös.
The team has put its all into getting the job over the finish line. And soon enough, traffic can once again drive freely and safely over this architectural beauty.